here is going to go the final one for FearX, as there's a lot of picks we haven't really been seeing today, like Milio, for example.
No, Criploom is like actually quite good.
Targeted here as Azir is actually denied from BDD this time on red side. So that quirky pick I talked about with Closer playing it a lot, has been spamming it in solo queue. Something
The heals it gives you can be really good.
Thinned out quite substantially now, the mid pool. See where this
and it's cheaper than Void Staff too, I think.
As there's a lot of picks we haven't really been seeing today, like Milio, for example, could be the one. Varus taken away from depth. So
it helps you snowball team fights pretty significantly.
Here. Final ban. Could just be another LeBlanc ban. Would not be shocked. I think Closer would be happy to play it if he gets the opportunity.
Yeah. Probably have to deny that at this point.
Yeah, the heal is for team. It heals an AoE based on where the target dies, I believe. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm still learning the new items.
We haven't seen it all today.
Yeah.
Like, it hasn't even been banned. Nobody's really shown any attention to it after it kind of flopped in day one, but
I think a lot of the analysts that I've seen talking about this item think it's pretty good.
He has the opportunity to play Kalista now. Hannah loves Kalista Renata. He loves.
I'm surprised that Closer wants to ban the Azir, considering he actually had a decent game on Azir last time. He was maybe the only good player on his team, and they're just gonna pick. Oh my God, they're just gonna pick Renata again.
Different type of way to just, or different type of way, I should say, to push that bottom lane in.
Why is Quake such a twink?
We're just gonna see them try to do this again. And now, what do you pick with Renata? That's the question here for Hannah.
As Hawks was saying on the space, like, you can't just first pick Renata. They just countered you with it, and it's not Ezreal this time, it's Callisto, which is going to be even more annoying to deal with. Now, Draven, you try to wrestle back control of the lane with this pick and try to threaten some kills this time.
It's the choker that really gets me. It's the choker and then the pink and blue earrings that make him particularly twinky.
If they leave it open and they do the same strategy again, where it's non-stop push. This is going to change the dynamic of this game quite substantially. Where
you gonna take Kazante now? Yeah. Okay.
Take away
the opportunity to play Nada, obviously here for FearX to kind of try to deny.
So the LeBlanc ban, even though we haven't seen a lot of AD LeBlanc in Korea, it's just because that's a Closer specialty pick. Like, he's always been a LeBlanc enjoyer. Oh, I was excited to see Nocturne. Keeps getting banned in second rotation, but nobody ever picks it.
Nocturne makes as, and one of the more viable picks still left available. We'll see it from him. BDD does lock in here. Again, small chance.
Blind Syndra, okay.
And we'll see Talia. Not surprising.
Yeah, Talia also pretty good in the mid lane nowadays. You kind of go
yeah, a lot of single target damage on the FearX side. A lot of single target damage, and they are going to be able to try and get Viego resets by bursting somebody down with Draven Syndra damage.
Really, not so much. She has a front line in this Udyr. Draven also very low range. High damage, low range means that
Udyr's meta now. Oh baby, yes he is.
If she can get close enough to look for a flip onto the Syndra or onto the Draven, Xin Zhao follows up. You have a Cassante follow up, for example, or Beryl from long range follows up. Going to give you a little bit of early pressure. Lean pretty heavily towards KT Rolster.
If Loco Doko was still playing, he'd be a Hui main for sure.
Team announcer here to help out. Up against FearX in this game number 2. I hope that this bottom lane goes a bit better for the side of Henna and Execute. And how aggressive is Execute going to play this game?
That is the question on everyone's minds. Renata can be very nice to all in with, especially in Draven lanes. You look for the handshake.
Surely Clear couldn't fuck up the Udyr.
We see it in a lot of different lanes as well, but Draven is one of them. But it is quite difficult to pull off against Hui and Kalista, especially if, as you see here, Beryl is difficult. And anyways.
After that game 1, how do you feel knowing good old Ryu is the head coach of FearX? Well, it's not his fault that fucking Clear can't play Rumble.
Vision. Clear is going to go up to the top side. He's not going to miss anything, so it's totally fine. as level 1 is the time to all in, they say. That's how aggressive they're going to get. And, you know, this is what Draven can do. You catch some axes, you throw them at the Kalista, who's also pretty low range, and you just out-damage her.
Yeah, and that's what Draven's base AD and his base damage is going to give you. Even at level 1, doesn't always need that level 2. This kit isn't as reliant on it. There's a lot of other champions who want to all in with that handshake.
Because he does a gazillion damage with spinning axes at level 1.
The push is staved off by that really nice level 1 here from Henna and Execute. So ball in KT's court now. See what the follow-up play is going to be. See if Barrel can land some poke here, or if they're just going to try to shove this wave.
Yeah.
Did he ghost to lane? Yes, he did. Clear, in fact, did ghost to lane.
Of course, they've got some biscuits. They had a potion.
Who needs that ghost anyway? Nobody ganks top anymore.
Level 1 trade, so it's going to have a pretty big effect on this lane.
Surely that won't come back to bite him in the ass. Surely.
As early on, and they're not going to have control at this point in time. Perfect, pretty low, as Udyr is just the king of top lane, and that's a cannon missed as well. Jonah Strong really on the ball, not to miss those ones.
Yeah, this is just really annoying, but this is how it's going to be. You know, we mentioned it straight from the draft. It's not a fun time for Cassante, but it is manageable. As long as you hit those cannons, we'll forgive him this time around.
Jonah Strong.
Jin not pathing top whatsoever? No. Why would he be able to kill a fucking no-ghost Udyr?
Is just being so obnoxious now, saying, oh, you want to step up and last hit some minions? Okay, so kept this wave right here. As that set's not going to hit. Don't really offer too much here. And the push is in the hands of Henna and Execute. I mean, really just one chunk like that can give you such an edge and keep those waves pushing.
I love how little Pyosik gives a fuck about what's going on in top lane. He's like, it doesn't even matter. Clear as a bum.
Yeah. Right, and I think that Def should have respected a little bit more, and now you're getting pressured under your turret. Here comes Willer, level 4 on the Viego, looking for the stun onto the Kalista. There it is, lined up by Henna, and that's an easy first blood here for FearX as they dive onto Deft and take him out. Willer taking some damage here on the backside. Barrel certainly getting his money's worth on the way out, but that's an easy first blood.
You know, it wasn't the problem with FearX that they
as far as he can.
That they had a decent laning phase last game. It just all went sideways when they actually had to like do any amount of macro or team fighting.
In this early game, the level 1 Draven play ends up taking out half of Death's health bar. They stack the wave here for a dive for Willer, and with Draven Renata with bailout, I mean, this type of dive is super easy, not even necessary.
Clear is a fucking bum. Clear is a fucking bum. We're gonna judge this guy's entire career off of one Rumble game, guys.
You see that heal come through as they're trying to figure out exactly the best
fucking bum.
Around this, but there is just no winning it. There is no escape. Barrel, of course, can survive this.
Do something, Clear.
Is always going to be the critical target. Willer takes another turret shot, and yes, the fear comes down, but he gets just out of range to survive. And this is kind of a disaster here for the Kalista lane. No early cash-in for the Draven, but it was pretty early game anyways. I don't think he'll mind.
What is the thought process behind the Hui pick? Well, we're learning. It does seem, at least in the last game, there was a very strong lane bully pick, especially with the Ezreal, like providing a lot of the same kind of ranged harass function that, you know, Karma would with Ez. But also just a lot of utility in the late game. Right, if you can get this guy through laning phase and you have good vision control and positioning, he should be really good at a professional level. He does a lot of damage. And he can provide so many different tools because he has 9 abilities. It's like a higher damage. Like, Karma is obviously better in the early game, but I think come late game, Hui is probably a lot stronger.
Execute doesn't have flash, and he's just going to get to Leo wall. Just as simple as that. BDD was hanging around that area.
I love BDD's clear.
He's a little bit too far forward, so unfortunate for him. Gets punished by KT.
One thing we can already, I think, very safely say about KT Rolster this week is they have such a great understanding of how to utilize map pressure at several different courses of the game. It's a great flip here, grabbing closer into that turret will take half his health.
Yeah.
KT, they put that pressure on the bottom lane, take a dragon, then go to contest vision, knowing that BDD has that global available. He can come down there and make an impact bottom side. They know Execute is flashless, and they just see these opportunities. Still behind significantly in gold here, but turning a rough situation in the bottom lane to an opportunistic one. It's the call from BDD. Go, 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 go. And he's like, grab him. And that's a kill going over to Deft.
Oh. Sexy.
That's sexy.
He said it so casually. He's like,
PST doesn't give a fuck, man.
BDD, yes. On the Talia, man.
He didn't really mean that was sexy.
yeah, absolutely. As we have the handshake coming in, Beryl is in a lot of trouble. Just face checking him, and he's gonna flash away. Actually gets away with his life.
I can't believe he
Getting
got
so
away.
much value. Absolutely. As we have the handshake coming in,
Auto.
Beryl is in a lot of trouble.
Auto.
Just face checking
Auto. Heal.
him, and he's gonna flash
Just
away.
out of auto
Actually
range.
gets away with
Ugh,
his life,
that
and now the
sucks.
Callista getting so much value. Henna ticking down.
Oh!
Sniped by the way from miles away.
Face call.
Oh!
6 hit for Deft as Beryl, well, maybe a little bit. No,
Oh!
he's totally fine. 2 kills. Go over to the KT bottom lane.
Oh, man.
Back, baby.
That's a
Let 'em
tilter.
cook. Let the two of them together cook. In tandem.
Oh. Beryl played that really well,
It's an old
actually.
meme, but it fits Beryl. We always have to bring it back, okay?
Credit to him. He baited that so hard with the heal and the
2
flash.
kills now for Deft. Beryl gets the snipe at long range.
Because he got
And
what's so good about this,
A little bit. No. Ticking down. As we have the handshake
right?
coming in, Beryl is in a lot of trouble.
So he has the ignite on him, right?
Just
So he heals first. You can see he gets the heal cut from the ignite. And then he flashes, but since he has the speed up, he's actually increased the gap even though they trade flashes. So
flash away. Actually,
he also is faster, I think, because of this. Whatever. I don't know what all his spells are called, guys.
away with his life, and now the Callista getting so much value.
So he had
Henna ticking
speed
down,
boost going in,
and
and then he
sniped by
snipes
the
him.
way from
And then
miles
the
away.
flash in with the
There
Callista
you
ult.
go. Level 6 hit for Deft as Beryl,
This guy
well,
doesn't give a fuck, though.
maybe a little bit. No, he's fine.
Gives
He's
himself a
totally
shield. Oh
fine.
my
2
god.
kills.
Get
Go
me out.
Over to the KT bottom lane.
Deft and Beryl are back, baby. Let them cook. Let the two of them together cook. In tandem. And I know it's an old meme, but it fits Beryl. We always
Beryl
have to
played that
bring it
really
back,
well.
okay?
Big credit to Beryl.
He is totally on board.
Which is impressive because, you know,
2
he
kills
hasn't
now
had
for Deft.
hands
Beryl gets the snipe at long range
for the
again.
past couple years, honestly.
I mean, now
He was
3 kills for
a player
KT
in
really
desperate need of a hand
goal
transplant.
deficit. And yes, there's a bit of a CS deficit here for BD. He'll catch this wave as it crashes into his turret here. And, I mean, KT really showcasing this new style of bot play with Hui that we have not seen yet in the LCK.
I'm
dead, I'm dead.
No flash.
No flash. Got him. Nice.
Yeah, caught him. That's what he said.
Don't see him.
Wow!
So, you know, some people say cooking is a science, some people say it's not. In this case, it was not, but you know. It didn't work. Like,
All right,
that
it was
pretty
entirely
freestyle, I
accidental,
would say, all
guys.
this, but, you know,
What that was Beryl getting caught by face checking a brush and then magically living when he thought he was going to die.
5 stacks.
Yeah. Nice little Draven graphic.
Beryl has no idea what he's doing. Okay,
He
confirmed.
doesn't have any kills, so
He has no fucking idea what he's doing.
unfortunate for him, especially with the way the first kill went. It did go into the hands of Willard, though. So, gonna have to build those up.
BDD on fucking utility duty here on Talia. He has to build Merc Treads first because he's in a lane versus Syndra. Obviously, this is very dangerous. I mean, Syndra Viego, that's really deadly if you don't have flash, if you get caught out. So he has to build Merc Treads first. Then he's into tier. This guy is gonna BDD is gonna be a bum for most of this game.
Ow. Yeah, remember that Renata first pick? Looks pretty good at level 1, but after that, not so good.
Dude, I do love those replays that the LCK does with comms. They're so funny.
Like in a team fight against Pioshik.
Why doesn't any other region do that? Like, they're so good with the reactions. Like, think about how good the production on that was. Like, let's just look at that. So they switched to the replay,
in the LCK.
I'm dead.
first person replay with full comms.
Wow!
So,
Hilarious.
Some people say cooking is a science. Some people say it's
Immediately into coach reaction cam.
He doesn't have it did go into the hands of Willard.
Mwah, beautiful. That added so much to this game. Like, that added so much to this game. Why is no other region capable of doing this?
that should be that. Ow.
Oh, thank you for streaming, Monty. Yeah, sure. It's been fun. And we're going to have a lot of fun this year, guys. The streams only get more fun. Hopefully I'll be less sleep deprived in the future when new baby starts sleeping more through the night, so I don't feel like a zombie. Although it's probably making me a little bit more unhinged, so you guys can get that too.
Piochik just running at Willer.
Yeah.
Not care in the world has double buff.
Willer is sitting on some components here. He's not going to be able to duel this out right now, especially
F-bombs
with the
and
nearby
sponsors, they can just
potentially
bleep it.
Barrel rotating up. And
It's not that
with this
fucking
push,
hard.
Again, with the QE,
Also,
burns half the wave and then
who
quickly
cares?
hops around and
Like,
it's-
do the sponsors actually care about that?
Congratulations
I don't think
to
so.
Grana, who's big concern. Maybe BDD is going to hold down here and dive again. You have to be super aware
They
of
certainly
this.
don't have to worry about the
Over
FCC
two.
like getting on their ass
It's
for
really awkward right now
for
to manage this.
cursing.
Execute is level 4, and
All right, TP coming in though. In a bit of trouble here. Nice flash handshake, and Deft is going to cleanse it immediately. They're going for Barrel as they assume Deft is dead already, and it's looking pretty likely. Barrel is going to go down as well, and a nice TP play.
They finally cashed in, but
couple of kills in the bottom lane.
well, that was a great call.
he's still
I mean, it's gonna cost him a lot of
under
top plays and a lot of
gold.
minions.
On as well, and a bit of trouble here. Nice flash handshake, and Deft is going to cleanse it immediately. They're going for Barrel.
Thank you.
As they assume Deft is dead
T.E.
already, and it's
Lawrence.
looking pretty likely. Barrel is gonna go down
I appreciate
as
your
well,
tier
and a
1
nice
sub.
TP play. Gonna net FearX. A couple of kills in the bottom lane.
Well, that was a great call. I mean, it's going to cost him a lot of top plates and a lot of minions, but I think this is the one way they could have salvaged that situation. They're going to now turn this into a Drake take here to even up the Drakes 1-1. Don't think there's realistically any way for KT to contest PD.
Clear's having a better game. He successfully TP'd in and stunned a guy using his empowered ram horns, and then he got his wave proxied.
And that doesn't look too good for Execute. As he's gonna handshake him away, but Barrel gonna steal the kill. Nicely done.
Barrel's trolling.
That's going to be the end of the Execute. But now Piochik in a little bit of trouble in between three members.
Is he in
this
trouble?
Game is getting pretty spicy once again.
TP from
But the front line
Perfect.
here pretty good for the side of KT.
He's here to
Perfect
save.
is gonna join
He's
up
here
with
to
him.
save
This fight
Piochik.
closer has to flash away. And now
Q,
you see the
Q, W,
Draven
R.
ultimate just sailing wide, not really helping out at all.
Perfect's mechanics are
As
fucking
Willard
clean,
and
man.
Closer just desperately trying to get away, knocks him out of the barrel. So Perfect
Damn.
pick up the double.
Perfect actually having...
Very
Look,
nice
I know
out.
Clear's kind of a bot, but
Enjoying
he's having a
the
great
defense of that
debut,
fight.
Perfect.
Barrel's dropping that long distance snipe again. And Perfect
Susie's
just
in
says,
my
"No,
chat.
no, no.
She's in the
I'm
other room
taking
of our
this one.
apartment.
You can't get all the glory this time, Barrel. That's another kill going over. Several summoners down. Only Henna gets to keep his flash in this game. Everyone else just on the run. Gonna go back here to what was a very aggressive call. Instead of walking back to lane here, Clear sees an opportunity to punish this very heavy commitment bot lane to try to grab some additional plate gold. Now this is successful. Dap does get taken out here, but after this, they end up getting Drake control, and then Piochik sets a trap, and it looks like maybe this is all we're gonna see, right? Everyone's resetting off of Drake. Piochik's gonna see if he can find the support. They snipe him, and then for some reason, Fearless Foxes think they can take out a Xin Zhao, and Xin Zhao right now, with his ultimate, makes him one of the most durable, tanky junglers in the game, and that buys enough time for the rest of the team to join up. Teleport comes through as disaster here. Clear is going to get burned down. He's very, very tanky, and if this Draven ult hits, at least you salvage some part of this, but it doesn't. And even Willer sticks around too long, and man, KT are just winning all of these skirmishes, and Hui's support seems busted.
Wow, perfect!
And Perfect, yeah, he's going to get cred.
Yeah. Wow, indeed.
He was much more impressed with
From the
Perfect
LCS.
than
Thank you for
Barrel
joining
in the
us
bot lane.
Once again in the LCK. Glad to have Piochik back. As now, Wall's going to come down once again. Closer will avoid the knockback. But as you mentioned, nobody really has flash on this side. A lot of damage does come out. But that's the
Closer's just dead.
Downtown is going to join on in. As now Willer 1v2 is going to maybe look for a reset here on a Piochik. He's thinking about
Don't fight it.
Stun comes in. There's the kill. And a denial on the knockback.
Piochik's
here as
trolling.
well. As you're not really getting away from this Viego. He's going to miss the stun, though.
Ooh.
As Barrel?
Barrel?
Where did
What?
he even come from? Okay. He's going to flash away.
These games are so bad.
Well, as you're not really getting away from
I have to admit, guys, I didn't anticipate Barrel just showing up right here.
Where did he even come from? Okay, he's gonna flash away, uses the blast cone, low at, and now Willer is so low and he's gonna take him out, and the Ignite will finally take down BDD after all of that.
I mean, it looked pretty bad for KT in the beginning, but they turned it into a 2 for 2.
We're not all fighting.
Yeah,
everybody's fighting.
Clear's dead now.
Clear's gonna be taken under the turret. This is Casante. He's the one.
Oh, he dodged Q3. Never mind, he's not dead.
Sometimes, occasionally, but not very often. Take him.
We have to investigate where Barrel was that whole time, guys.
A lot of damage does come out, but that's the Sinjao from downtown is going to join on in as now Willer 1v2.
Oh, he literally just walks through their entire jungle.
Here on a He's thinking about it. Stun comes in. There's the kill.
For reasons.
Denial on the knockback here
Why wouldn't he walk through river?
You're not really getting away from this.
Who can know?
He's going to maybe look for a reset here on a Pioshik. He's thinking about it. Stun comes in. There's the kill. And a denial on the knockback here as well. As you're not really getting away from this, Viego. He's going to miss the stun, though. As well is
I just like how Barrel just walked up there to get sandwiched between Execute and Willer and then be forced to blow his own flash.
He's going to take him out, and the Ignite will finally take down BDD after all of that.
I mean, it looked pretty bad for KT in the beginning, but they turned it into a 2 for 2.
We're not all fighting. Can kill Udyr, and this time not as well.
Well, as the dust settles, 1,300 gold. Well, as the dust settles, as the noodles continue to be wet, Barrel, walk away. All right, any Rookerins? Okay, yeah. Rookerin is up. That's
this game is funny, at least.
Rookerin had to, you know, he has to let everybody know that he's.
It doesn't lack for entertainment. You know, between Fox's,
it's a crazy game.
between their very aggressive bot lane, like I like watching Junghoon / Execute play the game, even if he does run it. It's like watching Kroko, you know? Kroko is always entertaining. You're never let down by watching a Kroko game. Well, you are, but that's part of the enjoyment. Kroko has been banished to China now, tragically.
In these types of scenarios. Not quite the same.
Imagine if Kroko was still on Sandbox, which is FearX, and they had Kroko and Execute on the same team. I would watch the fuck out of that team.
Movement speed, you're going to do some extra damage, and then
they could have been together. Is Execute Junghoon? Yeah, it's Junghoon.
Is tanky, and for win conditions here for.
Can I tell you about current T1 Academy game? Sure, I don't care. I'm not going to watch it.
Some sort of mistake for Barrel, or
I personally don't care that Reckless is playing on T1 Academy.
That leads to a sick play. Now, this here is very freestyle again, but Pioshik is always where he needs to be all the time in this game, playing an old favorite on the Xinjiao, and just barely hits that when becomes lightning. As meanwhile,
oh boy, here we go again. But this time it's closer. It's not Udyr. Certainly the Casante can take that out, as Perfect will pick up another kill. 3-0.
I feel like this is very fast becoming not about whether KT can beat FearX. It's fast becoming about who's going to win PUG. Like it's a PUG competition.
What's going on here? Henna, he's got a bailout now, and Deft is in a bit of trouble. Has to flash away, and Henna does get the kill. Immediately dies. But that's fine. Ooh, nice knock up on the Execute. No stun comes in as Willer. He's going to be sniped again. Here comes BDD over the top. Because now Clear's going to join the party.
What's Clear doing?
Fighting. They even got a TP coming in here now. Yeah, so it looks like Closer wants to join on in, but
Perfect also backing. He has TP.
Right.
So if you want to,
he has Ghost he can burn.
You're gonna have a problem. Perfect is just gonna.
Are you happy with Canyon winning only on Maokai? I want the brand, man. I want the Canyon brand. It'll happen. It'll happen. I believe.
Choose your own adventure. Pioshik here, again, everywhere where he needs to be, helps ward off.
The value that this Casante gets out of the Keranik Rooker first item is so crazy, too, because he can side lane versus Syndra or versus the Udyr, so the Syndra's just doomed.
And despite the flash, no escape here with the triple on that Q. The knockup comes through. And he's pretty hyped about it.
Keranik Rooker, it's not even words. It's just gobbledygook. Like, I tried to figure out what a Rooker was. I tried to Google it, and they invented 2 words. I don't know what Karnik is, and I don't know what Rookern is, and I can't tell what it is by looking at it.
Unfortunately, the wall works against him.
It's either that or Tunneler is the stupidest new item name.
What is happening? All right, we're mid again. Let's fight. Yeah, I mean, DevT, if it was a 1v1, he would have won for sure. But with Execute there, it's like...
It looks like some kind of chain. I don't know, is it like a bracelet or something? I have no idea.
TP in from Closer. Closer's a great player.
Like, you're allowed to invent one word per item name. You're not allowed to invent 2 words. That's the Monty rule. You may invent 1 word. You can't name it Karnik Rookern. It's not a thing.
Kind of being roped into this kind of, you know, everybody can obviously see how fast this game is getting and how many kills are happening. Everybody's kind of getting roped into the solo queue-ish style as the snipes once again are coming on in. But yeah, Closer's got to be careful.
What's your ranking on the new KT roster? Well, we haven't seen all the teams in LCK play yet. Obviously, I'm not super excited about them, but there are a bunch of dog shit teams in the LCK, so they'll probably be like 5th or 6th. I don't know.
I don't know if this ends well.
Yeah, BDD is hanging around. He does have Flash, and he will easily get away. Execute is executed, and now we have Clear in the front all alone. Meanwhile,
I love 0 damage to Leah.
Unkillable. He's going to bring back Henna, and that's another kill for him. Picks up his 4th of the contest. Not going to land the knock-up as Willer and Closer try to opt into the 2v5. Not a good idea, as now the wall is going to come on in. The Fates call as well, and Closer's just dead. I mean, he might be able to trade it on to BDD. He will, of all things. And now Willer also...
Man, Perfect is just manhandling everybody this game.
Cone angle, but he gets feared, and now is going to have a Cassante on his back.
W?
Does not have the flash. Execute makes his way in, and Pioshik is here to
Pioshik is the crazy one.
And that will be the end of Willer.
This is a rough one. Things collapsing very quickly here for FearX all around them. And
in a best of 5, do you pick Gen.G to beat T1 right now?
Feels like at this point, as Barrel will get
I mean, anything's possible on the new patch. I obviously didn't think that T1 would lose maintaining their roster, but it's the first game of LCK on a brand new patch, so the volatility's high.
Uncalled for. Renata Ultimate, where was that?
It wasn't the cleanest series, like... You know, I was impressed with some of Gen.G's early play. I think the thing that impressed me the most was like Kenyon Lehen synergy already seemed very strong. That surprised me. But their mid and late game macro still left a lot to be desired.
Desperate attempts to try to stop a push that I have ever seen, and it may have just been the last nail in the coffin now for them because they try this teleport play. There is no follow-up on the attempted flank. You could call it. They get aced, and now the game is over.
Yeah, certainly does feel that way. Willer gets chased down here at the end of the replay. And both teams are just going mid. Just opting to go into the mid lane. And for KT, I think it's fine.
Coffin now for them because on day 1, Renata is instantly disappointed. This is a rough one. This teleport, uncalled for. Renata ultimate taken out here. The Collector and that
I don't see the Renata ult.
Oftentimes can just one-shot a support that's low health like that.
Dude, Execute, what the fuck? Execute's Renata ults have been a tragedy. He needs to be investigated. Is Execute match fixing? These are truly, these are some of the worst Renata ults. Put him back on Pike.
They try this teleport play. There is no follow-up on the attempted flank. You could call it. They get aced, and now the game is over.
Yeah, certainly does feel that way. Willer gets chased down here at the end of the replay. And both teams are just going mid.
Well, I think FearX is a very bad team, guys. I think they are a very bad team.
Yes, it is Clear, very interesting position. Fortunately, you know, as Udyr, we talk about how he's kind of unkillable, just runs at you. Doesn't do a whole lot else, and from behind can be a bit rough.
He wants to maybe grab Barrel here. Who's looking to guard the door.
All right, well, Barrel's going to get away. Doesn't do a whole lot else, and from behind can be a bit rough.
He wants to maybe grab Barrel here. Who's looking to guard the door.
All right.
Barrel puts out a lot of damage onto Willer there.
Just on time. As now going down the alley or
Do you like how KT actually is proactively zoning while they're doing Baron? Do you see how this is the same Baron pit that we had last game, except the difference is that Perfect is actually trying to zone them out.
Able to get in. I mean, look at Willer's positioning. He gave up on this one a long time ago, and Perfect is behind enemy lines. Do they have enough damage to kill him? They should, but he's living. Finally gets taken out by Willer. And you see Willer is doing some Viego things, looking for the resets, but this game has gone very dirty, very fast. As Pyosik just flashing on in, he's sent out, he doesn't give a damn, and he will slow them both up. That should be the end of this one. As Closer might be able to get away, but still KT
Team knows it. And you walk up and say tools that no real in here, but they mean
Oh, KT is a much better team than FearX. Are they actually a good team? Probably not.
Right? They are the fearless foxes for a reason, right?
Who had a better debut game in LCK Perfect or Lucid? Well, I haven't seen the Lucid debut yet. We're doing that one next.
It's not looking good. They're gonna try, and they did. But as you mentioned, it's a bit desperate. It's not.
Perfect looks very good though, but Clear is a bot, so I don't know, guys. You also have to evaluate the competition they are playing against.
Perfect here. That's again, it's gonna be impossible. He just zoned you 1v5. We just saw it. So KT, as the majority of the team, is pushing the bottom lane.
BD is just going to zone them off of this turret. Closer is the odd man out.
Oh, that was a lot of Draven damage. Jesus.
Yeah, that was, you can feel that one.
Yeah. A little stun going on to Barrel too.
Misses his ult.
Clear the wave.
Yeah,
mostly.
one cannon minion.
All right, we got some plays. Well, that's just Udyr versus Cassante. Never mind. Oh wait, it wasn't. Udyr's here as Pyosik in the front line. Again, just gonna press that R button, trying to zone them away. As just hit the inhibitor, but BDD's looking for more as a giant shield goes on to Closer. They slowly chip away at the base of FearX.
Perfect here, just trying to tank it up. He just doesn't care. He doesn't care.
Yeah, I mean, Perfect went for the recurrent pretty early on, and you know, the Viego's just going to be able to chew through him. He's only got a frozen heart, but still the Viego, given enough time, should be able to get it done. Now, Clear is chasing them. He is Udyr, but he is mortal. Viego's
what is he doing?
Chew through him. He's only got a frozen heart, but still the Viego, given enough time.
What is he doing? He's face-checking brushes.
Now, Clear is chasing them. He is Udyr, but he is mortal, especially 1v4 in this case, so down he goes.
Let's see if this TP is going to catch anybody. Perfect says, I'm back.
Wait.
I'm back, baby.
Wait, who wins this fight? Where are they running to? Oh, they're okay. They're running away from KT. I see. Execute as well is not in a good spot. Down he goes.
But the crying and lives.
All right, get me out. Get me out of this series.
Saw Valdez.
Yikes, guys.